At the end of the day, selling is transferring a feeling. If you don't have the feeling, you can't transfer it. If you don't have a good, positive feeling, dude, you're an actor. You have to sell and run your business from a place of positivity. And however you get there, God bless you. Welcome to the Primeau Show. It is episode 118. I don't know how we got here so fast, but here we are. How we built the biggest little mattress store together. We are with Jack and Dianna Balsley from the Mattress Sales Store in South Carolina. But first, let me pay the bills. First of all, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Bedding Industries of America. The Mattress Success Summit is right around the corner, Tuesday, May 9th, which is next Tuesday, Wednesday, May 10th, and Thursday, May 11th. Come for the mattresses, but it's not just about lots and lots of mattresses at the Holiday Inn in Akron there. It's about how do you sell through these things once you buy them. And to that end, we are having one seminar after the other on Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. There's a few samples of our great beds. Creating Separation Between You and the Competition by Jeff Janakovo. That is going to be a great seminar. And what to do when times are tough. Scott Vaughn spoke at the nationwide show, and he does a great job in Paducah and Benton, Kentucky. A great retailer, and another great retailer rounds out our talks, and that is Randy Thompson, the adjustable bed tidal wave, how to sell more adjustable beds by Randy Thompson. All three of those are absolutely free for any of our attendees, and I am so looking forward to it. We've got a lot to show you guys. Whether you're looking for two-sided beds or you're looking to add something that supports your community, like our Hope Bed, which Jack and Dianna have just saw at market and are adding to their mattress sales store in South Carolina. Or if you're looking for the new split heads and flex heads. We started with one about 6 or 8 months ago, and now we have 10 in our lineup. I'll have 6 of those at our show. So if you sell mattresses and you're in Ohio, Western PA, West Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, or Michigan, come one, come all, give me a call and let's set up an appointment. It's going to be a blast. And let me tell you something. The most important thing that happens at an open house like this is you get to meet other retailers in different areas that you can share ideas with. And that is really worth its weight in gold. Without a further ado, let me get to our next sponsor. My book, Sell a Million, how to get more customers in your store this year. 101 tips for furniture and mattress store owners to sell another $1 million. This couldn't be a better time for that. And one last thing, Steve Howe and Greg Gent, thank you for sponsoring my show. The Mattress Industry Network Group sponsors the Primeau Show, and we are so happy and proud to have you. I think we're over 1,800. We might even be over 1,900 members. If you sell mattresses, we want you in our group. It's a group run by mattress retailers, but it's for the entire industry. So no matter what side of it you're on, if you're on the supply side, if you're a manufacturer, if you're a retailer, we want you in the group. And the Mattress Industry Network is going to help you to market better, to merchandise better. Introductions will be made. So the networking opportunities are endless. And there is a lot of value. It's a 100% free group. If you join the group, just say hi and say, hi, Pete. I'm in there on a regular basis. I'm happy to help anybody that needs any help anytime. If you have a tough time and you can't figure out how to do that QR code, call me at 419-560-3169 and I will help you get in the group. Jack and Dianna, how are you today, guys?
Hi, Pete.
Hey, Pete, we're doing great. How are you?
I'm awesome. So, for somebody that doesn't know who you guys are, introduce yourself and tell us when you started your business, and then we're going to take it from there.
Okay. Well, we've been in business for 5 years, and those of you who know Jack, he's been in the industry for a really long time, and I like being in business, and we were going to get married, so I thought he'd be a good investment for us to start a business.
That's
And it's
awesome.
just been wonderful. We're in Fort Mill, South Carolina, and we're just so thankful. We're selling mattresses
Yeah, we
every
are.
day. We love it.
And we're having a great time with it. I'm an old industry guy. I've been in the industry for over 30 years, 32 years or so. Much of it spent in retail and as a sales rep, and worked with America's Mattress with Serta, and always wanted to have my own store. And I met this wonderful woman, and she had the bravery where I didn't. And we put everything together, and we have a beautiful store. Huge part of Indian Land, South Carolina. We love our community. We love each other, and we just do really well with. We work. We're a big little mattress store.
Yeah.
So, you are the one that got away, Jack. You were on your way and you drove past Cleveland, Ohio, and you broke my heart. So, there, I said it, and we can move on. Uh, Hi, Patrick. Uh, Who's Marcio? Marcio Smith? Is that one of your friends?
He's our
Yeah,
friend. He's in China watching us. He wanted to be the first person to see the Primeau show, Pete Primeau show with the mattress sale store on it.
and he's also the head
Oh,
of our
that's
delivery
awesome. Well,
department.
good
So
evening to you. Um, so right now, there's all this debate going on about what should you do, and how do you, when the door swings aren't as great as they were, how does a little retailer survive, and and how do they thrive? And it's easy to talk theory, um, but I think it's super important to our other store owners to hear about maybe some of your struggles and your perspectives and some of the things that you do to win in a less than ideal environment.
great question.
Hmm.
So kind of getting back to when we started our store, um, 5 years ago, there was a moving company that was located in our parking lot, and we had very, very little visibility. I mean, people could see us for maybe 2 hours a day. So what we did is we worked a lot with coming up with signs. We didn't have a big advertising budget.
We have no
We had
advertising
no
budget.
advertising budget. So what we did is we really worked well together, and we did handmade signs. I used to take cardboard and cut them into squares, paint them white, paint an arrow on them. Diana would take them and write the mattress sales store, located behind the trucks, and we just got as much exposure as we could. It was really challenging, but we did really well with it. The company since moved, and now we have tremendous visibility. We upgraded our signs. We have professional. I'm sorry, we upgraded our banners on the side of our store. We have professional signs made. We do a ton of feather flags. We just make a really good presence, and that part has really helped. But what really helps the most is true networking, not just networking online or trying to reach out to people. Diana here is a wonderful marketer and a wonderful networker. And tell a little bit about what you do as far as bringing people in and um,
Well, one of the things that we learn is that even when things are really bad, you don't stop marketing, you don't stop reaching out, you just keep on. Whether business is bad or business is good, you keep doing the same thing, getting yourself and communicating, always networking with your neighborhoods, reaching out in different ways. Even if you go, I'm sure I irritated a lot of people because I'll be at the a store and even when Jack's with me, and next thing I know, I'm talking about the mattress sales store. So if they ask me what I'm doing, I'm like, "Are you sure you want me to tell you?" So because I'm going to sell them on the mattress sales store, and we get a lot of customers like that.
Yeah, and through her, the way Dianna markets, actually about a week or so, we were down at Litchfield Beach outside of Polly's Island, and we have a customer come who Dianna met down there who lives in our area who's coming in next week. She also did a fantastic job of setting us up with the staging company, and the staging company has been really great. What is Dipsy's name? The name?
It's Avenue Stage and Design,
And
but you can network with anyone. That's what business is about. And if we're networking with them, we are marketing them as well as them marketing us, which is cross.
cross marketing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I never think of
Yeah,
that. Think of that word.
we've been trying to do more videos, like when we go out and have a good experience with a entrepreneur, a local company, we try to showcase them on our Facebook page. We still do our little crude videos on our Facebook page, which really drives a lot of people in. Rather than doing some sort of a TV commercial, what we try to do is just let people know where we are. We go over the features and the benefits of our products and invite them to come in. And still, Pete, I have to tell you, through all the big box stores in the area and big furniture stores, we still bring the best possible product for the best possible value in the entire Charlotte area. I mean, we shop and dissect products before we bring them in, and we still buy from the inside out. So we buy from the inner spring, the support foam, and a lot of our mattresses are really in the same price category,
Yeah, they are.
because we decided a long time ago that we're not going to fool around with um, being racing to the bottom. You know how products are good, better, best. We all know that good in the mattress industry is junk. So we are better and best, and we're at a fraction of the markups than the rest of our competitors. And we love the community. We are embraced in this community. We're part of a great church. We have great friends in this community. We always try to help people in our community. We're in the Chamber of Commerce. We're probably one of the next door. I got it here to show you.
Jack likes
Yeah.
visuals, so we
Yeah,
have
we
some
got
for
a
you.
neighborhood favorite from next door, 2
2
years
years
in
in
a
a
row.
row.
From and we do a lot of research. And I have to say, from Mount Airy all the way down to coastal Carolina, we're the only true 5-star mattress store that we can find. Um, and we're very proud of that. And as far as being a tiny little store that we are, I mean, we're doing as equal or more volume than either Mattress Firm or Mattress Warehouse.
Someone just pinged me on my phone and said, "How small is their mattress store?"
Well, we are truly a mattress showroom.
Boutique.
So what's the square footage?
380 square feet. And then we have a tent, which is a 10 by 10,
10 by 20.
10 by 20. We call that the West Wing.
Yeah, we upgraded from the 10 by 10.
As you can see, we have carpet and pictures and flowers. We even have a little garden now that we created for our customers to come in privately without passing by our new neighbors.
So you're making this very difficult on people with excuses. My store's too small. I can't because of this, that, the other. You started off with no advertising budget. You made homemade signs out of cardboard, and you have a 380 square foot store that you supplement with a tent. You are
Pretty good, right?
destroying everybody's excuses why they can't be successful in the mattress business. But I will say this, Jack. One of the reasons I wanted to hire you years ago is because you had a very good reputation in our industry as somebody who's knowledgeable and somebody who is capable. And one of the biggest secret weapon that you can have in business is industry knowledge. You know when somebody's trying to blow proverbial smoke up your wrong end, and you know when they're telling you the truth, and you know a great buy when you see one, because you have been on the other side of the industry for so long. As a matter of fact, you know both sides of the industry extremely well. You started off in retail, you went to wholesale, and you're back into retail. So I think your knowledge is off the charts. And I think that is huge. But the interesting thing to me is the dynamic with Dianna. And I'm not trying to embarrass you, Jack, but I'm going to tell everybody our dirty little secret. Our
All right.
dirty little secret is the first time I asked Jack to be on the show, he said no. And Dianna made a sale. And the sale that she made was Jack came on the show.
Yeah, here's how the sale went. Hey, Pete asked me to go on the show. I'm not going to do it. Yes, you are. Okay.
It was a great show, Pete. Thank you for having us again.
No, it's my absolute pleasure. So I think that when you have somebody who has different strengths than you, it can be an amazing partnership. And the fact that you love each other, that's great and that's wonderful. But I think that there's something else going on here beyond the eye, and that is you have some serious marketing chops, Dianna. Serious. I mean, uh, you are a marketer through and through. And I hear that you've become quite the salesperson too. In me and Jack's conversations, and marketing and sales are close, but they're not exactly the same. And I just think that it's very cool. I don't even know how you guys really met, that you guys ended up with each other. Um, and it was great for you personally, but it was great for you business wise too, because you
Yes.
have different strengths than Jack, and Jack has different strengths than you. He kind of had all these long-term relationships in the industry and people that really like and appreciate him and respect him. But you are a bundle of energy, and you are you're everything and anyone could ever want in a marketing superstar. I mean, you really pay attention to all the little things, and I see those things, and I'm like, how is it? Were you full time in marketing at some point in your career?
No, I had three businesses before,
Ah,
and I got into business at a time where I needed to be employed, and I was very interested. I'll try to keep it short in the fitness industry because I myself was in it, and I was so good at it, and I was older among most people working out, and I people wanted me to train them. So I decided if I'm going to train you, I'm going to make money at it. So along with that, I created another business where you couldn't find really any nice fitness clothes at that time. So I coupled that with um, where fitness meets fashion. So I had my
mm.
second line of my company. I was called A Strong You. Then it was A Strong You where fashion meets fitness. And then I was having trouble networking because it was a business too, but I found that they were not very fruitful in direction to me. So I created my own networking business called it was soirees. So I created like parties, and I would bring new businesses in that were trying to make it, starter businesses, and so I learned all the mistakes. Like I went through and did all the traditional stuff where you pay for this and pay for that and pay for this and pay for that. So I learned that I didn't have to do that. And that's why we don't do any of it. That's why we run our store with no marketing. We have no marketing fee at all. We have no budget at all. We give $1,000 away to one small business or one some kind of fundraiser, something. That's all we can afford to give it. We give it to them. And I just learned all the mistakes. I did all the mistakes. And I learned also that networking was so important in business because when I first started it, I was very protective of my business and I didn't want anyone to know anything I was doing. But then I very quickly learned that I needed all the heads that I could get. There were so many more people smarter than me. So I started networking with people and using their strengths. And then with me networking, they used my strengths. So it was an experience that I had. And also I had learned some things from people that was in the business, and just being very interested in it. Maybe because I'm a show off or something. I don't know.
Well, what
I
kept
like to talk.
what kept coming back again and again and again as you were explaining that is you're a student. You're very interested in you're a student, and when you don't have unlimited funds or any funds to speak of, you have to get very creative. So um, when you have a vast amount of resources, especially money, and you don't have creativity, you can burn through a lot of cash trying to figure it out. When you don't have any money, you have to be creative and you have to make things work. And I love what you said about networking, and you were networking with people who you felt were smarter in certain areas, and you were learning from them as you were getting along. And so I thought you were going to tell me that you're a 20-year Dan Kennedy student, and you spent $500,000 in courses. Uh, and you might as well have been, because I see everything that you guys do. I want to get back to something that you guys quickly said. I think it's important for everybody that's listening, especially store owners that are listening, and my sales reps that listen in the hopes to find a golden nugget to help their store owners. Crude videos do better than professionally polished videos. They will get more engagement. So even if you can afford to do the most professional video in the world, a lot of times you're better off with crude videos. There are multi-million dollar marketers, um, like a Frank Kern, or who's a guy out of Michigan, who's a great marketer, Jeff Johnson. They do everything with their smartphones, and I I think it creates more engagement and more interest. And one of the things I love about your videos, flipping over to Jack, is
How awesome he looks.
that is you, Jack.
Awesome.
You are not trying to impress anybody with fancy words. All you're trying to do is communicate some truths about mattress shopping and how to get the right mattress and what is happening in your store and why they should come into your store. And I think the authenticity and the genuineness that you exude, because it's real, it's kind of funny when if you have to tell somebody to be authentic, there's already a problem, right? Like, someone's looking for advice, and if you feel like one of the things you have to say to them is you need to be more authentic, it's already probably a lost cause, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this idea of cross marketing, I think it's one of the most underutilized things in our industry. The other businesses in your community, you have two just overly general attitudes towards them. You can view them as your competitor, or you can view them as somebody who's doing the same thing that you're doing. They're just trying to make a living. And ask yourself one question: how can I help them? Could I
Right.
help them? Could I post on social media about this other business that's just like mine? And will they reciprocate? Well, you won't know until you try it. And some will and some won't. And the ones that won't, you won't be doing a lot more of that. But you can really end up with a really cool network of local businesses that support each other. And I think that's huge. Our friend Jeff Janakovo, he does a whole podcast, just community outreach. He has local businesses in Lancaster, and he interviews those owners, and he's doing it for the community. It's like a love. That podcast is literally a love letter back to the community. Now, do people see that, and do people want to do business with gardeners? I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But does Jeff at the beginning and the end of every episode say, "Come on in and get my coupon for 80% off"? No, he doesn't do any of that. He doesn't. He doesn't sell himself in any way, shape, or form. They are really, it's just about the other business and the personalities. And I love the origination stories of businesses. And you know, if you are a store owner and you're watching this right now and you're saying, well, I don't know how to approach another store. Dianna, could you give some tips on that?
hmm I do something sort of like Jeff does. Like, for instance, I'm always on our social media. At one time, I had 350 locals. We're a local store, even though we do radius of 40 miles and even a little bit further. Um, so I always knew what was going on in the neighborhood. So whenever, like right now, I've been reaching out to Lancaster County because a lot of businesses are popping up there. So I follow them. And I ask them if they follow us as a small business, and then I promote them. And then they turn around and they promote me. And sometime when Jack and I go to a business, we will do a new business and do a video for them and introduce their business to the neighborhood. And it just rolls right back to, we're not really always saying, oh, I'm doing this to just get business. But when you care about other people, like, we really promote small businesses. We are always talking about small businesses. I mean, I have a couple ladies, a couple business in Lancaster. One of them's already come up. She's starting to Airbnbs. She's already come up and bought a mattress from us for her store. Just me communicating and supporting her business and just marketing her. And now there's a couple other people. They may not come right away, but they're going to remember we're not asking anything from them at all, except to follow us. People ask them to do that, and we follow them. And you just become a great small business networking, and we try to give back every opportunity we can, but we just reach out, reach out, reach out. And us being local, you really, like Jack said, you can really become part of this community. We're always surprised when we go somewhere and we'll say we can't help it. We have a little business right down the road over there. And they'll say, oh, you're the mattress people. We're like, yep, that's us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we just try to just reach out, and we can be conscious what's going on in our neighborhood. But we reach out to Rock Hill, Fort Mills, Indian Land, Lancaster. We go up to Huntington. We go Charlotte. We try to expand ourselves and support the small business. And we try not to ask anything. If they reached out to me after I reached to them and they asked me to follow them, I do. And I ask them if you would mind returning that. And even if they don't return it, we still support them and try to get them business, because we know that, I don't know, you reap what you sow, and we want to reap good things.
Yep.
So
So you
just
need to sow good things, and that's
Yes.
and the most important thing that I heard, I kept hearing this: first, first, first. You're following them first. You're promoting them first. You're doing a video for them first. They are first, and you are second. And if they do something with you, great. And if they don't, great too. Um, this is part of your community outreach. You're looking to actively support new businesses and old businesses, any local businesses you want to support. That's what I'm hearing loud and clear. And it kind of goes back to, and I don't even know who said this quote first: don't be interested, be interested. If you are interested in the other businesses, they will become interested in your business. Like, why is this person making a video of our business and helping us? Like, what's wrong with them? Right. And that's a very cool thing. And so I'm very interested in this one little piece. the staging company. I don't even know what a staging company is. Can you enlighten me?
What we do is Jack has lots of networking contacts, as you know, and I also have a lot from my businesses, and I network back then too. So I still follow all of my customers, my clients that I had, and I follow their children's birthdays. I follow their birthdays. I follow any kind of progress that they've made in their companies. We supported it. We support like this particular one you're talking about. She was a client of mine, and she found out we had a mattress sale store. Like, I mean, I hadn't seen her in 10 years, but I was always stay in contact with her, and we still do that now. So when she started her staging company along with two other partners. They called us, so they buy all their mattresses from us now for what, like 3 years
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and they recommend. They have sent big customers to us. I mean, customers who move in who have loads of money and had bought the best bed.
$10,000
Yeah,
orders.
$10,000 bed from with one lady, and it happens all the time. And we do the same to them. I've sent them customers come in here, and said I got just the right place for you to go, and that's what we try to do. We take those small businesses, and we hear someone has a need. We have a chart behind our door here. It's got nothing but small businesses on them. Whether our customers buy something from us, the last thing we ask them is, "Do you have a small business?" If yes, we take their card and we try to use them, and we try to connect. And I'm sorry, you asked me, what is a Avenue Stage and Design? Okay. It is a staging company that go in and they make your house look like a showroom so that you can sell it. And they have extended, I'll give them a blurb, is that they are now putting uh, furnishing in people's homes that they can purchase from them as a designer. Because here you have a designer setting your home up, and you have a real estate agent on your staff, and now we can sell you the product, and your house is already designed. So they're terrific. They're three ladies. They are so smart, aren't they,
Oh,
Jack?
they're great.
They're
Yeah.
great women, and they're a women business, and they give it back to us as fast as we give it back to them. And that's the way we do it. And I hook friends up with them. You know,
And
you
you know,
just try to be a good person and love others, and people love us, don't they,
they
honey?
do. They do. And what's great about Avenues is they always call us when we're slow. So
Yeah.
we'll be sitting there and think of, gee whiz, we really need to get something going here this week. And then all of a sudden we get a call from Dipti, and she says, okay, well, we need to get 5 mattresses from you. We're like, great. She says, and she's great. What do you have in stock? And then we just go through what we have in stock, and they just buy it. They're just good to us.
And all their family members come.
Yeah, all their
It's
family
in our,
members.
so
Yeah.
that's what it does. It's just, it really flows over. After a while, your cup is flowing over. And that's what it does with that particular company. But we have that everywhere. We do. And even if we don't, like there's a little company down in, which I promised them we're going to get down there, is they're called Easy's. And that's some sort of family name I found. So I communicated with her a while, and try to keep her sort of connected to, I have 2 other websites that I can use that I don't have to use the mattress store. But now that Facebook has changed all the algorithm and everything, sometimes my personal stuff gets over in the mattress store.
Yeah.
So if you see something that doesn't look like it belongs there, that's why.
Well, usually it's positive. Usually she has like a little Christian blurb or something, and I'm looking at the mattress sales store. I'm like, well, that's what we're about first anyway, so we'll go with it. So
Well, if
Good
I
for
could tell
you.
this business would not be anything without Jack.
without
Because
each other.
Jack, I know, but it's become like that.
Yeah.
But again, this is the truth. I've said it to Jack before, and he didn't take it as a compliment, but I think I finally have convinced him that it is a compliment. I saw Jack as a great business opportunity. I did. I mean, he wanted a mattress store. He always did, because I knew him 6 years before we got married. And all we talked about was mattress stores, mattress stores. And I thought he was a nut. We're like, mattress.
How many game plans did we write down?
Yeah, that was once we finally started thinking about it. But whenever we weren't together, you used to talk about him having a mattress store, and I'd be like, "Are you serious? What is it with this guy?" And there's one on every corner. I couldn't see it, but with some time, I started getting interested in mattresses, it's like baseball. It's the internal part that makes me interested in it. And I saw internal parts. When I learned about latex, when I learned about organic latex, I was so excited.
I tell people this all the time, and this is very, very important. In our industry, the turnover rate is pretty high. And Dianna's been doing this going on 6 years. She's a seasoned mattress person. And sometimes it gets a little bit frustrating for me, and I know it is for you as well, when we go to like a high point market or we go out and we're addressing people about buying mattresses, and Dianna and I are talking to each other as a team to buy mattresses, yet the salesperson is only addressing me. And that hurts me because Dianna and I, just because of the fact is I know a lot of these guys in the industry and I love them, they're great people. This is this. We are one person, we're one owner, it's our business. And she knows as much as I know and more. And her attitude is great. And the store does really well because of the positivity that we put into it.
I told Jack, with you inviting me on the with you and him on the Primeau show, I said I finally have earned my mattress wings, and I'm so excited.
And when you put this thing in the perspective, is this is a male dominated industry, but who's the customer?
Female.
Women, female, 90% of the time, and I think that should always be addressed and that should always be respected, because Dianna is a tremendous business person, a tremendous wife, and we built a little success story out of out of a room and a can of paint. So
That's
the things that I think I miss mentioning you is one of the things, the reason why I think that our store can keep going is that we stay very sensitive, and I know others do, but being a retail store that you own yourself and you're not a big corporate one, you have the freedom to buy as you like, what you want. No one tells you what you buy. If we want to make $100, that's our business.
right.
And we have come, like for instance, with the economy being as it is, a lot of the mattress industry wants to get into the mid-range mattresses, even Kingsdown. What do you call them? Our flag? I never remember all those terms.
We call them our flight ship.
I don't remember all those.
It's the one
things.
between Dianna and I. We're big Kingsdown people.
Yeah.
So
they have brought in the mid. Finally, they got in the mid range. We set when we developed that part of our business. We have beautiful high end. Still, there are great prices. You can't get better prices, but we can't keep that. We can't keep that in our warehouse. I mean, we're every week. If business is gone, they're gone, they're gone, they're gone. So we try to stay sensitive, and we tell the customers there when we take them out there, we're like, these mattresses are made by these same companies inside, these high-end mattresses. They're great quality, but they're at a price range that meets what people are looking for, a great mattress at a great price. And they just fly right out of the store.
And we always stick to the basics. We're always looking to improve our store, but we stick to the basics. We still stick to two-sided mattresses. I think we're one of the only companies in Charlotte that sells two-sided mattresses. And when we have people come in from other stores, they're telling us that two-sided mattresses don't exist, and then till we show them 3 or 4. So we stick to we're very consistent. We stick to our program really well.
Well, that is very interesting, because that is a huge point of differentiation that I cannot believe that there are still some big dumb stores out there that haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
A lot of consumers want two-sided mattresses, and the stores that offer two-sided mattresses have a big differentiator. And one of the things that happens, Jack, if they went to 2 or 3 stores and those 2 or 3 stores told them there's no such thing as a two-sided mattress, which I hear this every day, they come into your store and instantly what happened to the credibility of the 2 or the other 3 stores?
Shot themselves in the foot. Yep.
Shot themselves in the foot, chopped off their foot. They're bleeding to death, and no one's going to grab a tourniquet and save them. I mean, seriously, they're dead. They're dead in the water. Their credibility is completely shot. Not just that salesperson's credibility, but the store's credibility. And I am actually at this point in my career, 62 years old, I'm exhausted trying to explain this to these big dumb stores that don't get it. It's like your people are telling your customer that two-sided mattresses don't exist. And the minute they go to one of my little stores that have two-sided mattresses, you're a liar, your store's a liar, and they may never even come back in there and shop for a sofa.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you're a liar.
Such a turnoff. Yeah.
And that's a actual huge competitive advantage right now, having two-sided mattresses. And you want to know something? I mean, that came out of the warranty department of Simmons, the whole two-sided thing. One of the pain points with customers and why they didn't like Simmons was because they were denying their warranties because they didn't flip their mattresses. So somebody got brilliant and said, well, why don't we design a mattress that doesn't have to be flipped? And we know that the first one-sided mattresses, they were actually heavily built up on the non-flippable side. So you did have some of the benefits of a two-sided. But as time's gone on, when you shop one-sided mattresses and feel underneath, if you can feel those springs, that's a one-sided mattress that doesn't behave like a two-sided mattress. And that's a problem because it's not going to wear as well. People still want two-sided mattresses. And here's my thing. Why don't we as an industry listen to our customers better? Like the end customer, the end retail consumer, why don't we listen to what they want? Because what they're telling us is, I want to buy two-sided mattresses. Are you guys still there? Did something happen? Did we go away? Let's pull up Kyle and Guy's comment. May I ask, what is the one thing you have learned running your business? Oh, that's a great question. I hope they pop back in soon. Thank you. Was that you, Guy, or was that you, Kyle? Can we talk about how great it is to have someone who you can build not only a relationship, but also a business? Yeah. Isn't that special? That's awesome. Randy Thompson, thank you for being here. I'm sorry for the disruption in our in our program right now. Randy, I cannot wait till I see you next week. It's going to be awesome next Wednesday when you teach people about what happened, guys. What you do?
Don't know.
Don't know? Well, okay, that's cool.
It just went black.
We need a new computer.
So, Chris, can you pull up that question? There was a really good question. No, not that one. May I ask? This is from Guy Danes. It could be Kyle too. May I ask, what is the one thing you have learned running your business? It's probably more than one thing, but one thing.
Other things.
Oh my.
Can I take this?
Yes,
one?
please
Okay.
do.
From being somebody, Diana's been an entrepreneur her entire life. And
Okay.
I've always worked for corporations. I've always been in the corporate world. The
Yeah.
one thing that I have to say that I've learned from you in running my own business is to learn to let go. Worrying about money, worrying about a 401k, worrying about insurance, worrying about all these things that happen. You have to take that away from your mind and you have to just focus on building a business.
And don't be afraid.
And don't be afraid. Go forward with faith and your business will grow.
Jump off the cliff.
Jump off the cliff. And as long as you love what you're doing, we love what we do. I mean, we can't wait to come to work in the morning. And this has been on 5 years. I mean, we don't have days where we're like, we hate this place. We have days where we're like, we're a little bit tired. We might have had 4 trucks come in and unload them ourselves, things like that. But the biggest thing that I learned is to let go of the fear and just keep your eye on the prize and things will iron themselves out.
and create something that you love and it's individual for you. Because we have to remind people all the time when they come in here, they look at us as if we're going to be just like one of the other mattress stores they come in. And they'll ask us some really interesting questions like, oh, well, what's the difference in that one and that one? And we immediately go into training and teaching them why we bought this mattress and what the difference is. It is not the same mattress, but just do something that is you.
Yeah.
You know, I think that our biggest benefit is the fact that people like Jack and I,
Yeah.
and we like them. I mean, they've made our business work and invest into your community as a when your customer comes in, you do everything to let them know it's because of them that you're successful. And that's the truth. We wouldn't have a business without our customers.
Yeah.
That's it. They make us successful and we give it back to them the best we can.
Yep. And we arm them. That was a big thing that we
Yeah.
do as well.
That's
Is
a
we
good
we
point,
tell
Jack.
our customers that the truth is that you can't be all things to all people. But if there's a customer that really wants something that we don't have, maybe a really cheap mattress, which we're not interested in at all. We don't want that. We're mid to higher end mattresses at better prices, and we're no pressure, no stress. Still, we'll take time and put the energy to sit down and talk to that person and send them. We have a list of several other local companies that are good that can meet their needs. So we always give, and then people, we've had one person write a review a long time ago. I think might have been on the last time that we talked, Pete, but they wrote an interview or they wrote a review about how we talk them out of spending money with us.
Yes, that's right.
That's
They were
great stuff.
amazed.
That's great stuff. So here's, we're not going to get to reading a chapter, which I really wanted to do, but this is so good, and we only have a few minutes left, and I really wanted to dive into this. Dianna first, and then Jack second, unless you guys veto me. What is the one thing that you learned about your spouse while working with him or her that you didn't know before you started working with them?
Take that one.
Well, I have to say that what I learned is how smart my husband is. I mean, he's very educated in his field. He takes it seriously. He is a very kind and good person. He goes far and above for our customers. I mean, Jack himself flips customers' beds for them. You have to flip your bed 3 times before you don't have to flip for a quarter or a half a year. And he goes out and flips them for him. And he does it himself. Nobody does that. And that makes me proud of him. He's just a wonderful person. I like working with him if you don't tell me what to do too much. I'm just joking.
Yeah, we
I'm using the bossy
right.
one.
Sometimes one of us is a chief and one of us is the Indian. We have to tell each other who's the chief today.
I feel honored, even if I didn't wasn't his wife. I'm honored to be his wife. I learned by working with him. You know, if you want to know how, I think that the store has given us back a lot into our relationship because of being in our relationship. And if we have problems at the store, that relationship makes us stop and say, we need to figure out how to deal with this,
Yeah.
you know, and that not let it mess our marriage up and let it keep on doing what's good for the store. And maybe if we wouldn't have made it if we weren't married, I don't know. But I think he's a
We would have made
fine.
it.
I knew he was a fine man. That's why I married him. But I've learned he's so smart. He just does it, you know, and he's humble, as you know.
I know.
So
That's why he's looking at you like you're crazy. I'm not smart.
yes,
Jack, you
he is
are
about
smart.
a lot of
You
things.
know what? You're smart enough to question the fact that you know who the dumbest dude in the world is? The one who thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
Oh yeah,
That's the
exactly.
dumbest dude in the world because they give nobody credit for anything. You're kind of the opposite. You're smart and you don't give yourself enough credit. So I am so thankful that God put somebody in your life that blessed you with at least acknowledging uh, how capable you are, because I don't think you always see that for yourself, just as a friend.
And it's not just the mattress industry. It goes all through his life.
Well, thank
He's kicking me over here and telling me to be
What
quiet.
did you learn about your wife that you
a
didn't
lot,
know
a lot.
before
One thing,
you worked with her?
one of many things I learned about her is Dianna is a person. You know, how many books have you read about stepping out of your comfort zone and thinking outside of the box? And how many corporate guys have you met that talk about that but never do it? Dianna steps out of the box. I remember sitting down and talking with her as we did our market plans together and our business plans about this is how this works in a normal a normal sleep shop. This is what your margins need to be. This is how you need to advertise, things of that nature. But Di is very creative and very smart, you know, and she's really shown me that no, you know, we got to run ours a little different than everybody else's. And
Did
she
you
was
show
very
her Bob's old pro forma for the America's Mattress stores?
we've been through that. We've been through the marketing star. We've been through everything. This is how you do it. That man was smart and he's
You-
great at what he has done. And I'm grateful that I know him. He's a great person.
I wanted to meet him.
But the thing is when you found someone, you know, all these people claim all these, how should I say it, accolades to themselves that they really know how to run a business. And really, truly, the only way to run a business is through experience. And that's Dianna took her experience and she applied it to the mattress sales store. And I took my experience and applied it to the mattress sales store. And we came together like a nuclear bomb and exploded all over. We did it really well. So
We're still learning, and we think of our customers. I want to tell you this
we
story.
love our
Yeah, you notice our sign? It's just a vinyl sign, right? That sign
Oh, yeah.
cost us $300 to make, and we have replaced it 3 times. But the reason why we have a sign like that is when we were 2 years, we wanted a big. We felt
Well,
like we
a fancy
3 years. We wanted a fancy sign to show that we were legitimate, because we're always having to prove who we are because we have a tent out front and a little small store, and people misunderstand us. So part of my job is to say, don't judge a book by their cover, and to educate people about the mattress sale store. But we forfeit buying a beautiful sign for our store so we could keep our prices down for our customers.
Yeah, and we wanted that sign, didn't we?
We did want
Yeah.
it. We had it designed in there. And
Yeah.
see our new garden?
That's our slide.
That's our new garden. Now you can enter in our store without having to go by other neighbors.
That's kind of like the rose garden, and then on the left is the west wing.
Exactly.
You guys are
Just finishing
absolutely.
this up. We'll be right with you, okay? 5 minutes. Yes, sir. We have 6 warehouses, sir, to support this collection.
Oh boy. Okay.
Why don't y'all finish and let me go see him?
Oh boy. So this is it.
I love you. Thank you so much. Go to
Love
the
you too, Diana.
thank
Go
you
take
for
care of your
inviting me.
customer.
Thank
Alright.
you.
So Pete, I want to apologize to everybody about all the interruptions during this.
No
we were-
worries. So, Jack, you're going to have to answer the last question by yourself, buddy. And it's a really
Sure.
important one, because we have people, store owners who work with their spouse,
Mhm.
and some of them work great together and some of them don't work as well as they should together. And they would love to know if you have any advice to them how to keep the business running smoothly, but more importantly, how to keep the marriage running smoothly when you work with each other all the time.
That's a great question. That's the question of questions, because Diana and I spend about 90% of our time together. We are together all the time. And it's really important to separate that business from personal. And we have a hard time doing that. And sometimes we have to keep ourselves in check. We don't go on big vacations because of the store, but we do 1,000 staycations a year. And we just went down to the Poly Island, Litchfield Beach, and ended up going to 2 mattress stores, 2 small stores, and then we walked out of one and we're like, that's enough. It's enough. We're here. we were what's that thing that we went on that tour where you ride the
We went on the segue of the history of Brookgreen Gardens.
yeah, we went on the Segway tour and then we went to the beach. We got regrounded in our relationship, putting the store aside. And secondly, we're very involved in our church. We're at a beautiful church, very great people in it. We go to a Sunday school, then we go to service, and then we do some Bible study. So we keep the Lord as our number one focus, and then ourselves, and then our store. So it's hard at times, and we go back and forth, and we have arguments and stuff. We're normal people, but we try to keep as grounded as we can, and deal with things as they come. Right on.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to give each other some room and space.
Yep.
That's just a normal life.
And sometimes someone will walk right into your podcast.
You know, it reminds me of the book that Gail Sayers wrote, I Am Third, right? The Lord is first, my friends are second, and I am third. The Lord is first, your relationship is second, and your business is third. And I think that's a great way to calibrate and to prioritize those commitments. So you guys already know ahead of time that if something in your relationship is button up against your business, the relationship wins automatically.
Right.
And if something is buttoned up against God, God wins automatically. It doesn't even matter what it is, because that's number one. And that perspective is huge. And to me, the most important piece of it is the fact that you guys agreed to it.
Yeah.
Like you have that grounding and you have that understanding, and it's almost like it's bigger than rules of engagement. It's the overriding, overarching priority that God is first, our marriage is second, in this business we love it, but it's third, and it needs to be third. And I think that's huge, and I think that's going to help a lot of our store owners. If there's a store owner that's watching and they want to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you guys?
They could just call us. Our phone numbers are 412-427-2519, especially for my buddies in Pittsburgh, in Cleveland, and the Pennsylvania area and West Virginia. Or you could call Dianna at 704-877-7872.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
And so contact us anytime. So
there you
And
go,
Denise-
guys. Now you've got the inside story of how Jack and Dianna built the biggest little mattress store together. Reach out to them if you have any questions, guys. It was an absolute privilege and an honor to spend an hour with you today. And great advice for store owners, and great advice for reps to be able to give some of their store owners. You know, Jack, I started this thing out strictly for my dealers, and I ended up, I've got more reps that watch this, and I asked the reps, why do you watch it? And they watch it for the same reason I do it, to give some helpful content to their store owners and some perspective to their store owners to help them make it through these not so great times that are as great as we allow them to be based on everything that we do. And Dianna, I love the fact that while not spending any quote money on advertising, you work at it awful hard every day. I mean, you work tirelessly on social media, and you're very responsive, and I think that's a lesson right there, that you know, we need to continue to do the things that made us successful, no matter what the news says, no matter what the headline of the day says. We as business owners have to block some of that stuff out and just go forward in faith and know that it's going to be okay. It may not be okay, but no matter what, I'm going to make it not okay if I don't go forward, right?
right,
Yes,
we
yes.
know who's in control, right?
Pete,
Amen.
do you have a picture of your book?
A picture?
Or he's
Yeah,
got his book.
yeah, book. Pete, I have 2 copies of your book. I bought one before. I bought it right after you interviewed Jack, and then you sent us a gift one. So I have 2 copies, and I wanted to bring them today to tell people to read Sell a Million. What a great book that is.
Fantastic.
I have shared it with my friends, so that's why I don't have them. So Sell
I
a
will-
Million, call Pete Primeau.
I will give you the money I promised later, Diana. Thanks. I almost forgot about that. I will give you the money. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Pete.
Pete.
Sell a
Hello to your
million.
family.
Love you guys.
Love